Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel where we are decoding clinical research. We are simplifying clinical research one topic at a time. I am your clinical research mentor, Chintan NP Sheth, and today we are going to do a deep dive into one of the most crucial topic of clinical research called informed consent. You will be learning everything there is in the playbook of clinical research. So get ready, take your pen and diary, and grab your drink because we are going to have a longer deep dive for this video. Let's first understand what is informed consent. As shown on the slide, informed consent is not just a document, but it's a process that protects participants and ensures that the research is conducted with utmost ethics. Why is it important? It is important because it impacts directly to the future of medicines. What will be covered in this video? As I said, we will be uncovering everything about informed consent from basics to real world industry insights. And if you are new to this channel, want to get such valuable lessons, the free quality videos, then you just need to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the updates as I release the new video very soon. Let's jump into the principles of informed consents. There are three basic principles that govern informed consent. The first one is comprehension. As the name suggests, comprehension is the foundation for any informed consent. It means that whoever, either a patient or a subject or a trial participant, they must be able to truly understand what they are agreeing into. The language should be simple and should not be unnecessarily complex. So, first foundation of informed consent is the comprehension. Second principle is information. Now, what do you mean by information in informed consent? Is the information must be complete and should be in an understandable language. In simple terms and in the layman language, the person should be able to take a decision by reading the information which is present in the informed consent document. And the third and the most important principle governing informed consent is the voluntariness. The participant must not be pressured or must not be coerced into taking part into clinical research. And these three principles, when combined, ensure that the risk benefits of the clinical trials are for betterment of the subject and overall betterment for the society. Now let's move on to the topic of the evolution of informed consent. Why we are having the informed consent? Have you ever heard of the syphilis study? From 1932 to 1972, researchers withheld the information from African American men to study untreated syphilis without their knowledge or consent. This led to outrage, which is obvious, and led to the creation of strict ethical guidelines. If you want another example, the Nuremberg trials after World War II exposed horrific human experiments, leading to Nuremberg Code, which emphasized voluntary consent. These events shape the ethical foundations of modern clinical trials and why informed consent is absolutely non negotiable today. Moving forward, let's understand the process of informed consent. And it starts with what's there in the informed consent, the key elements of informed consent. The first one and foremost, it must reflect the purpose and the nature of a clinical trial the participant is going to be enrolled in. So it must clearly explain the objective, design, and potential benefit. At the same time, it must outline the procedures the study would have or the project would be having, along with the interventions, potential risks, and side effect in an absolute transparent manner. The third key element of informed consent is the information regarding the alternative treatments which are possible. So, if a person is coming for XYZ or trial, they must be aware that they also have an opportunity to get enrolled or to get the ABC treatment. That's an alternative treatment. And the fourth key element of informed consent is confidentiality and privacy. As clinical research works on ethics, this is one of the crucial part of informed consent, that guaranteeing the protection of participants' personal information, that it will not be revealed to anyone. I hope now you are clear with what is the meaning of informed consent and what are the key elements of informed consent. Let's see the underlying principles of informed consent, that what it facilitates, why we are having the informed consent. Informed consent ensures justice, fair and equitable distribution of the benefits and risks, the beneficiaries, acting in the best interest of the participants, and that overall maximizes the benefits of the clinical trial. It also empowers and gives autonomy to the participants as the rights of the patients are declared and made understood to the patients, and non maleficence. That means there would not be any harm, and this transparent discussions of informed consent and documentation of informed consent leads to minimizing potential risks to the patients. As we have seen the informed consent process, this is a workflow that the recruitment potential participants who are willing to participate will provided the initial information. After that, there will be a thorough discussion with the participant, and there will be a question answer session with the site staff member. And then there will be review of the consent form, as we discussed, having all the key elements, and then there will be signing or the documentation by the participants that they agree to participate. They know the procedure, they know the risk, they know the alternative treatment, and still they want to participate. And then it will be an ongoing communication. Now, this slides indicates the industry insights and challenges while obtaining the informed consent in real world scenario. The first one, few of the times, the complexity of the document, the informed consent prohibits or becomes a bottleneck to understand for the patient or subject, and they become overwhelmed with the details present in the informed consent. Second hurdle is vulnerability. Participants may be in vulnerable situations that make them difficult to make informed decision. The third problem, which is not so popular but still in some instance is possible, that coercion, the potential for undue influence from researchers or others. The next is language barriers. Language differences can hinder the comprehension or the information which is present in the informed consent. And cultural differences also is a potential challenge in the industry when an informed consent is being presented to the volunteer, subject, or potential patient who's going to be enrolled in the clinical trial. The roles and responsibilities, first, of researchers to provide clear and accurate information to the participants, of institutional review boards or independent ethics committee. And we released the recent video describing the detail of IRB and IEC. So if you have not checked that video, please go through the video to get the crystal clarity about IRB and IEC. And the role of participants is to make informed decisions about their participation. The regulatory oversights and the guidelines which govern informed consent are US FDA guidelines or EMA guidelines, ICH-GCP, Declaration of Helsinki, and the local guidelines where the trial is being taken place. That's it. Today we saw what's informed consent, why is it important, the process of informed consent. And if you found this valuable, don't forget to check the other videos which we released, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as there are so many videos lined up just for you. So when you subscribe, you get the notification and you don't miss the free and valuable knowledge. I'm signing off with this video and we'll see you in the next video. Again, this is Chintan NP Sheth, your clinical research mentor, and we are simplifying clinical research one topic at a time, one video at a time. Take care. Thank you.